Hello, Jolene.
Hi, hello.
Exciting to have you all the way from the UK.
Yay, hi. It's so
Ah,
lovely to meet you.
lovely
Hi,
to meet you
everyone.
too. So I'm excited because you have sent me a while ago. They just came out, but it's called the reminder cards that you have created, and I just start using them just like that, and I just immediately love them and felt this great energy. And I'm so excited because there's a tremendously beautiful story behind them. So first, before we talk about these beautiful cards and their message, tell me, how did this all started?
Okay, so for me, I've always I was growing. Well, basically, I grew up in a spiritually open-minded family, and I've always been encouraged to use my intuition. So for me, it's always been quite natural in regards to guidance and things. And I've given many readings over the years, and what I found is that I've used a lot of different oracle card decks out there. For example, Doreen Virtue, they're
Yeah.
amazing. All the angel cards, there's Sonia Choquette's cards, and it just, for me, I found it really useful for tools when I was giving guidance to people. I didn't necessarily need them, but it was just really useful so that they could have something like some evidence there to show them of what I was, what the messages that were coming through. And what I found is that since getting into law of attraction and things and learning that myself, which I came across in 2006, which was actually from The Secret when I first was introduced to it. And I realised that actually combining my psychic and mediumship gifts and being an intuitive channel, and combining that with the law of attraction, I figured that what I wanted to do, it's like a desire that I wanted to actually create my own deck of cards, which is something I've wanted to do forever. But I never actually thought I'd have the resources there to do it, because I just thought it'd be too much money. I might not have a publisher. And it was just, lots of self-doubt and just so many things stopping me. And then what changed it for me is I saw Sonia Choquette at a Hay House event in London. It was a workshop, and I thought she was absolutely amazing.
Oh,
And
I love
she's
her
just
too.
fabulous, and her energy, that she created in that room was amazing. And I just knew, my intuition said, you've got to work with her. And I ended up going to train with her in Chicago last year.
Her
But what happened
hometown.
for me? Hey, yeah, it's beautiful, so amazing. Uh, how the cards come about for me is it's always been an ongoing desire of mine to do it. I just wasn't sure how, basically. And I was on a flight on the way to. It was actually on the way to train with Sonia, and I went with my friend Dan, and we didn't have a TV, we didn't have no entertainment, and which to me, being I was a bit like, oh, what are we going to do for 7.5 hours?
Yeah.
And then it was just there. It was like, okay, I'm going to create a set of cards, and I've no idea where this is
Wow.
going. But the information, it was just kind of just coming to me. I remember looking out of the window on the plane and just seeing, when you're above the clouds and it just looks heavenly, and
Yeah.
it was just so beautiful. And I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I don't know how. That's not for me. Obviously, knowing about law of attraction things, it's not for me to know how. And I just figured, I'm just gonna
Very
write it
cool.
down. And I actually borrowed I borrowed my friend's notepad to start with, and jotted some words down. And then before I knew it, I had, like 44 cards
Wow.
there by the end of the flight.
Wow.
And so that was before I even did any training with her. And then when I got to the actual got to the training with her, it was so intense and amazing. And on the flight on the way back was when I started tweaking them. And when I came back, I had no idea how I was going to create illustrations or anything. It was just genuinely, it was just a thought and a desire. And then all of a sudden, because I took that first step of just doing it, it was just literally, I've got the notepad. My friend ended up giving me the notepad, and it's like, I've got the notepad with me now, and it's just scrappy bits of paper with just words on it. And I got back, and before I knew it, the universe has put me in touch with the most amazing illustrator, and she's actually done all the amazing designs on them.
Uh-huh.
And they just happened. I had no idea. The actual cards themselves, honestly, from the beginning of the thought, I had no idea how they were going to actually manifest into an actual card
Oh,
deck. Okay, I
wow.
literally was going step by step on my guidance with this. It was literally just getting into listening to my intuition, having faith, and really believing, and just listening to what my intuition was and taking that next step. And that's what's got me to where I am now, and that's why they're actually here as as a proper card deck. So it's just like,
Manifestation.
yay.
Yay. I love it that you have little keys behind. Why is that?
Yeah, because I don't actually. I remember reading a book once, and it really stuck with me. And also I remember Sonia Choquette saying about this, about if you hold some keys, then it's actually quite symbolic of holding the keys to your life. And I found with these cards, that holding the cards, you know, it's like, for me, it's kind of symbolic of holding the keys to your life, because I honestly believe that, you know, people are going to really get to learn about their own intuition with these cards, as opposed to relying on like an outside source, which is also really good. And obviously as a tool, it's really, you know, it's really cool to use angels and ascending masters and things, you know, definitely for me, it's been amazing. But what I want to teach more about is actually that we've all got our answers within us. And I'm really, you know, I believe about empowerment. I believe that if we just have faith in ourselves, and it's not about going to somebody else to be told the answers, only we have the answers to our own life. And these cards are intended to help you see that when we pull the cards out.
It is great, because that visual does open that up. It's like we have the keys to our own life, and boom, we pick it. Like it increased the vibration and the confidence, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So how do they work? Tell us a bit more, because there is, I mean, I know you just channeled it and it poured in, but how there's the messages, the action, and the powerful affirmation. I mean, how do they work? How are they different?
Okay, so why these are different is because basically there's the message on the card, and then also on the card there is the action to take and the powerful affirmation, and they're meant to be used all together. So basically what the whole point of the cards is that we are working ourselves individually, are working with the cards to pull a message for ourselves. So they can be used for other people as well. But for example, if you're using them on your own, then what I suggest, again, it's only a suggestion because you'll find your own way with using them, is to actually, I think I put on the cards or how to use them.
Hold it on your heart.
Just hold it on your heart and, you know, say a little prayer, say an intention of, you know, you want it to be the most, you know, please give me an accurate and divine reading for myself or whoever. And then breathe into the cards and feel a connection with them. And then what I find really useful is when you set that intention is ask yourself in your mind, how many times shall I shuffle them? And usually a number does come to you. And if it doesn't straight away, just bear with it and it will. And this was exactly how there was channeled for me to say how to use them, which is bizarre. But again, I'll just pass that on. So again, it's about trusting your intuition. And if the number seems ridiculous, it doesn't matter. Just go with it. It's obviously there for a reason. And so you'll have a number in your head of how many times to shuffle them. And so, for example, if say it's 3, so you're 1, 2, 3, and then ask how many cards to pick. So if it's, 2, then it would be, the top 2 off the deck of cards. And then it'll be whichever card you've pulled out, the actual message. So there'll be a message there for you for whatever needs to be told at that time. And then obviously it'll give you an action to take. So the difference with these cards is that it's not just a message, it actually gives you an action to take. So you can actually do something about it. Because what I was finding with the readings, which again, the cards are very useful with the message in there, but then it was kind of like, I'm not too sure, what else can, what do I do? It's like, there's the message, that's cool, but now what? And, so it's kind of, for me, I wanted to give people the tools. So they've got the message, but they can actually take an action to help that. And also the affirmations. I mean, I absolutely love affirmations. I really think, they've been so powerful in my life. And I do them every day, different ones every day. And I found that by having a powerful affirmation, with the action to take and with the actual message itself, all 3 of them together are really powerful. So again, that was through what I channeled, but it's also through my readings that I've done as well in the past.
So it feels like your one in itself is complete though by itself. So what is the difference between when you have 3? What does that represent?
Because basically sometimes there could be a few messages that you need to hear. Do you mean if you pulled 3 cards out, for example? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So it could be that you wanted a few answers to a question. So there might not necessarily be one. There might be a few. It depends, obviously, what's going on in your life or whatever. Obviously, whatever your higher guidance, your higher self is wanting to tell you of what you can take in life. So one time I pulled out 8 cards. There was 8 of them. And I figured, okay, and all of them spoke to me on a really deep level, and it's what I needed to hear at that time. But sometimes, I mean, I use them every day, and sometimes it could just be one card. It honestly varies, which is why we need to, again, to trust and to listen to that number which comes up for us.
Very
So I hope that's
cool.
explained.
No. This is very cool. And like I got inner strength. So
Excellent.
there's the lion in there. Is that the lion?
Yeah, it's lying. Yeah.
I just love, so everything, all of that just kind of came to you, huh? Came to you.
Yeah. Well, the actual the messages, like at the top of the cards where it says smile or shine your love on the world. It was the titles that actually was given to me, and then when I started looking at the titles of the actual cards, that's when more information was coming across. But what I've done where it says the action to take and the affirmation, that was mixing in what I've taught to people over the years, and about basically how I teach, because when I do readings, I also I like to teach them as well, so I like to combine it all, so that if somebody comes to me, because I do various things, the psychic intuitive channel, I'm also a medium as well, so all the messages get mixed in. Because I do a bit of everything, it's kind of, I just literally go by my intuition of what's right for that person at that time. So what I've tried to do is mix it all in with the cards. And even if, like, from a mediumship level, there's one of the cards which is called Champions, which was very much from a mediumship point of view. It's this card, actually, I've got it here. So that's Champions. And if you, this one's really powerful, because this was given to me that really clearly, and this is about when we've lost people who we love, who've passed over, that they're always watching us, they're always there looking after us and helping us, and being our champions, and just encouraging us throughout life. And that was definitely from a mediumship level where this card came through. Wow. And I thought it'd be really powerful. So that was one of the stronger energies.
So inspiring. And so did you produce that yourself? Did you end up publishing it yourself, or?
Yeah. Well, what happened is a lady was interested. She's a well-known spiritual author in America, and as we was creating the cards, we put them on Facebook. So I didn't honestly have a clue what the outcome was going to be with these cards at all. It was literally this time last year. It was a thought. It was just a thought. I hadn't even gone to Chicago at that point. And basically what happened is the lady contacted me and said she was really interested in the cards. But for whatever reason, she didn't. So I actually thought she was going to go ahead, and I was really, really excited. But that was only after we'd actually created 5 of them. Even though the cards were ready, all the text was there. It was just the actual illustrations and things. There was 5 of them made, but she loved them so much. But she's also got her own card decks out. So she just figured it wasn't the right time to go ahead with it. And I remember feeling so disappointed. But now I look back and I think actually it was actually a blessing looking back, because I felt like it was it could have really set me back. But what I figured is, no, I trust that's happened for a reason. And it inspired me to do more and more and work quicker, because she believed in me straight away. Yeah. And it didn't go ahead. And what happened is we ended up, my husband's got a software company, and we ended up, which I'll just add, I've used a lot of the law of attraction to help grow that business, which has been absolutely phenomenal. And that's why how I knew it, that it definitely worked. But it was through that's helped me fund the cards myself. So we've kind of invested in and done it ourselves. So we had no idea, and we've been learning as we go. Even now, we're still learning. This is all new to all of us. But we've had amazing support, and thank you everybody for all your support. It's been absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've done it ourselves.
It's amazing when you have you're vibrating like that, and with your energy and enthusiasm, you just draw in the people, and the support.
Definitely.
Like I received them, they were at the right timing, and I even played with them on Ustream and with my doorman downstairs. When I received them, I was so excited, and I just did it. The first reading, I did it with him, and he's like, "I like those cards."
Excellent.
That was the first connection, and that's awesome. That's really, really awesome. So good. Should we do a reading for everybody watching? Is that
yeah, definitely. Okay. So I'm feeling a lot of the energy, actually, when I was talking earlier about the mediumship point of view, which I don't always talk about. But I'm definitely feeling a lot of energy drawn towards letting people know that any loved ones that's crossed over are very much there for you and championing you on. They're behind you. They're encouraging you to do, to do anything. Go for your goals. Go for your dreams. And also just a personal word from me. Do it. Absolutely do it, because I never ever thought this was possible a year ago. I really didn't. So definitely go for it. I'm just shuffling the cards now.
So just one word, how are they championing us? What can we say or do?
Okay, so one thing you could do, which I found like really beneficial with a lot of my clients in the past, is for any loved ones who've passed over. One of the wonderful things to do is write a letter to them. Okay, so just put in the letter anything you'd want to say to them, maybe what you didn't get a chance to say when they were here, and write it in a letter and really write it from your heart, and just put it somewhere safe, and just know that it's going to be known, because we can never die. We're all energy, and I truly believe that our loved ones are always supporting us and around us. I mean, it's different for me because I see, I see very clearly as well spirits with people, and it's phenomenal, and we are always, we're so looked after. And I honestly believe that if we saw how many people were surrounding us in spirit, we would just be really scared, because there's so many looking after us and praising us on. Absolutely. Yeah, really. I truly believe that. I really do.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Wow. That's so heartwarming.
I've just shuffled the cards. I'm going to pull 3 cards out. I was just guided to pull 3 for tonight. And so the first one is be gentle on yourself. Okay. So the message is here. It is important to stop being harsh on yourself. You are more than good enough. And now is the time to start being gentle with your beautiful soul. And the action to take is nurture yourself. Perhaps have a nice bubbly bath, or a walk in nature, or a massage treatment. Do whatever you can that is nurturing for you. Stop directing any negative comments at yourself. You are truly beautiful for who you are. It is vitally important that you start making a list of all the things you love about yourself, and place this list somewhere you can see daily. Look at it and remember how beautiful you are. And the affirmation, excuse me, is I love and accept myself exactly as I am. Okay, I love that card. I absolutely love the image on here as well. I think
on the other side. On the other
side, yes. There we go.
Oh yeah,
it's beautiful. I love all the images, but this one was one of the first cards to be created. So it's such a beautiful card. Okay, and the next one.
The process must have been exciting too. The process of discovering the card and then becoming alive and real.
It was brilliant. It was like a birthing period. It sounds probably really bizarre.
And you have 44 births, so how cool is that? I just thought that was the book. It's like a card, one card at a time.
They're like my babies. I look at them and they're honestly like my babies. I was so excited. Every card that came across, I was just absolutely just overwhelmed with it. And I kept posting them on Facebook. So people who followed me on Facebook they've followed my journey and seen it, from the beginning to them actually being done. And it's inspired a lot of people, because I do talk about how I've done it on the way, but I'm rambling again. So I'll go back to the card.
I love it when you do that. That's cool.
So this card is freedom. Freedom, yeah. And the message is, you are a free spirit. Set yourself free from this situation. Okay, so when I wrote this card, the message what was coming through on this, I'll just give a bit more information on this, was sometimes we feel trapped by life and we create situations and dramas around ourselves that, to be honest, they're not necessary. And we can free ourselves from any situation, like anything. So if you're feeling trapped or stuck or like something's not quite right, then just remember that you are a free spirit and you can change anything in your life. It's just through your imagination and trust. So just bear that in mind. You're not ever trapped, and you can move away from that. And the action to take is you have become too caught up in life's dramas and perhaps other people's dramas too. You know the situation isn't right for you. Take action right now by changing what you are focusing on. Start to focus on what you want in life and feel it in your heart. Take yourself away from your current situation. Focus on what you love doing. Make a list of what you love and what makes you feel good. Start by doing at least one thing off this list every day for you. It is important to find your happiness and good feeling vibes again. They are only ever a thought and feeling away. And the affirmation is, I reaffirm my freedom and I feel wonderful. And the final card, okay, is take the stage. And the message here is life is a production. It is time to start directing your own production instead of being directed. Think of your world as being your stage, and you are creating your own production. Imagine who you want to be in the future and where you will be and what you will be doing. And the action to take is start. Oh, I've just realised I've just said that already. Start actively thinking about what experiences and people you like in your life, and start to make a list of all these wonderful things. Start to visualise all of the different things and really feel it and imagine how it would feel and how it would look. And the powerful affirmation is, I am the director of my own production of life and I create greatness in all that I do.
Awesome.
So 3 very different cards there, but all hopefully resonate with you.
It definitely resonated with me. Did it resonate with you too?
Yeah, definitely.
I love it, and I'm sure everybody watching, it's so great. And why did you call them the reminder cards?
Okay, now they had to be called this. It was very, very clear guidance. That was the name of them. Before I even started, it was the reminder cards, because it's to remind everybody that we all have these gifts within us. They're all within us. So it's a reminder. It's not something you're going out there to learn and discover. The cards are reminding you of what you already know. You've just forgotten.
Beautiful. Well, so great to getting to know you and getting the story and your excitement I love this. I love it.
Thank you. And thank you for interviewing me.